So. Good evening, all. How are you today? I tell you what, this afternoon I thought um, I'll relax. I'll do something because yesterday I had a busy day doing all the stroke stuff and everything, and for the fundraiser. And I thought I'll relax today, and all of a sudden it just went so busy with getting guests and everything, and setting up guests, and next minute I forgot all the links. But anyway, tonight, now, we have Mark Gorman. Remember Mark last time when he, I heard him say earlier about that. There's some questions sometimes that I don't eye back, and well, that's me. So, and to tell you the truth, he's got more tonight. So, don't let him listen to that. Anyway, what we're going to do first. This is Mark, and what we're going to do, we'll play some music, then we get back to then we'll interview him.
Okay. Coming in. Double check. Yes. Okay. Welcome then, folks. It's Memphis Mark Sings Elvis one more time for the Friday show. Great to see you all here on Facebook. Hopefully you enjoy the show and you share.
Oh. Okay, we've been having problems with sound there.
Yeah, it's Facebook, Steve, at its very best. It mutes me all the time.
Yeah.
My live shows are butchered, constantly butchered. I'm constantly cut off all the time. So I basically record all the shows and bump them up onto YouTube, my YouTube channel, where everything's okay up there.
I'll get something kind of made from YouTube. Can we search for a video of Mark on YouTube, please? Thank you. Good evening, Mark. Sorry about that. It's
no problem, Steve. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Yeah, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. How long has it been? Has it been a month already?
Yeah, it's been a month already.
I thought it was like maybe a week or so, maybe 10 days. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, last time we had quite a lot of people on my radio, and there was, people were saying, "Can you get him back again? Can you get him back again?"
Oh,
and I'm
great.
there kind of like because everybody loves you. Have you done any gigs yet on the outside?
There's one or two coming up shortly, thankfully. Yeah. So yes, they're on the horizon. Yeah, haven't done any yet, but there's one or two coming up. There's still all the lockdown procedures and things in place in Scotland here, so they're allowing singers in to do gigs very shortly. So I've got a couple of gigs lined up. So
okay, let's talk about your kind of like your music basically. When you kind of like going out doing gigs and everything, do you have everything planned, or do you kind of think, oh well, I just see how I'll get along, because sometimes at gigs, you get dedications or you get people want to play music. What happens?
Well, I've basically got a set list. I stick to a set list, Steve, and occasionally I do requests. Sometimes people are lucky where the requests that they want are actually in the set list. If I know the song and I have the song backing track, then obviously I'll do it. But if I don't know the song, I tend not to do it because I don't want to, make a mess of it. But as I say, I do usually have a set list and work from that, and I do occasional requests if and when I can, Yeah.
Yeah. When you do your gigs and and you do your set list and everything, do you kind of sometimes kind of like keep to that all night, or is it, or people just come up to you and go, "Hey, Mister, I want you to play," like I don't know, Little Sister.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as I say, if I know the song and I've got it, I'll certainly do it. Usually you usually do like 340 in a normal kind of pre-lockdown scenario. You would do a 3 45-minute sets, and you would have 15-minute break between each set. So you'd create a set. You'd basically have like 3 hour sets, and so you've got more songs than you actually need. So you don't always sing every single song you've got there, but you've got like backup songs just in case that you need to do them. As I say. But yeah, I've got to stick to a set list because, as I say, it's the lyrics. Trying to remember all the lyrics, and if I do a song I don't know the lyrics, it's can be quite embarrassing. If
Do you
I'm
know the
honest,
lyrics to every song, or do you have to kind of like
no,
look it
I
up and
probably
go,
yeah, I probably know about 50 songs back to front, and as I say, other songs I can do. And I've got software that basically can prompt me from when I need it for lyrics. Just a fly quick look if I get stuck. But I know about maybe 50, 60 songs back to front, so I can get by usually. And if I did a venue and then I'll go back to the same venue again, maybe a month's time, I need to change the set list. So I'm always trying to work with new set lists. But I've just recently purposely built my spare bedroom into a new studio, and I'm working on that. And as I say, I'm trying to learn more and more lyrics. But because the age I am, if I'm honest, it can be quite mentally exhausting trying to remember all these lyrics.
mm-hmm. um, but the trouble is, also, if you love it, if you love what you're doing, surely to God, you'll put everything into it. And
Oh, definitely.
I can see on Facebook, and when you go on Facebook, you get a lot of fans and you get a lot of people on there watching you, and they love your music.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Love it.
stands out? What do you think that what people like about you?
I don't know. They seem to say that I do a good performance and I put my all into it, and I'm pretty genuine and emotional when I do sing. Like I said before, it's like a song is trying to tell a story. So you don't just stand there and sing. You've got to perform it and tell the audience about the song, and it makes it more interesting. Uh, what I did do one time as an experiment was most of my shows are like landscape, and I'm cut off from the waist down, so you don't see anything below the waist. But I did try it a couple of times, portrait mode, where you saw everything. And as I say, it was good. But see, when that goes up onto YouTube or anywhere else, you've got black bars, vertical bars either side because it's in landscape mode, and it didn't look too good. So I went back to portrait mode. So I went back to landscape. So that's why I'm like that, as I say. But I just love it. I love the comments. When you see people's comments, they're very, very nice and sincere. And it really touches you. It gets to you. And it's nice.
When you kind of like going out, kind of like when you're in your studio, say when you're in your kind of like in your bedroom, in your studio, wherever it is,
Yeah.
uh, do people make comments about about your music, or do they do you ever get nasty comments?
I haven't really had many. One or two, I think, some people have said things like, there's only one Elvis Presley. Why, geez, here we go again. Some guy pretending to be Elvis. But we're not pretending to be Elvis. We're only trying to keep Elvis's music alive. Because if we don't do that, future generations won't know who Elvis is, and he'll be forgotten, So, as I say, that's all we're trying to do. I'd imagine, myself included, and all Elvis tribute artists, we're trying to keep the memory alive. We're not trying to be Elvis. No one could be Elvis, there only is one Elvis. But as I say, we try to keep the music alive. And it's, like I say, it's every single Elvis tribute artists' interpretation of Elvis, which is exciting, and because everybody's different. And if you've got 20 ETAs, Elvis tribute artists, there's not one will be the same. They've all given a different interpretation to the same song, and I think that's wonderful to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, like with Elvis or any like ETAs um, who are out there, do you think sometimes they go over the top?
Yeah, I mean, some of them. I'd like to say you have to keep it professional and and give a professional performance, but sometimes some Elvis tribute artists just go out and take the Mickey, really, and with some of the jumpsuits. I mean, if you're going to wear a jumpsuit, there's two things. It's got to be a top of the range jumpsuit, and second, you've got to have the figure for it and the height. If you don't have the figure and the height, and it's not professional jumpsuit, I would say don't wear it because it just looks silly. I mean, and a professional jumpsuit to frighten the listeners and the viewers is in the region of £3,000 to £4,000. They're not cheap.
I
And
know.
as I say,
Do you have
and
any
that's what you should do.
jumpsuits?
No, I messed about with something in the past. It just wasn't me, Steve. I'm not a jumpsuit person. That's why I just wear my kind of rock and roll gear. And as I say, I call it a vocal tribute to Elvis. There's been over the years, there's been, how can I say, entertainment agents who've argued the point that people want to see the illusion of Elvis. They want to walk into a club and maybe be 50 feet, 100 feet away from a stage, say, and see the illusion of Elvis on that stage, i.e., the jumpsuit, the sideburns, all that kind of thing. They don't really care about the vocal. That's more of the illusion, the look. But I disagree. I think it's more important to have the vocal correct than to have the look. There's no point having the look of Elvis and then some guy starts singing and he's dreadful. I think the vocal's more important than the look. That's my
Yeah,
story, and
yeah,
I'm sticking to it
yeah.
because I don't look like Elvis.
Mark, I've been told off so many times, right? And in the past by different people. And because I've watched many sites, I've had many people on here, and sometimes I say to these people, these tribute artists, I say, look, okay, you haven't got the look, you sound okay, fine, brilliant. But sometimes, there are people out there, I don't want to mention names, I don't want to get told off again,
Mhm.
that they shouldn't do the tribute to Elvis because if they can't sing your songs, you know, then why? When what I was trying to say is this: is if people can sing a song, fine, but if they can't sing, then halfway through they're kind of like miming it. Then what's the point?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, if you can't sing, you shouldn't do it. I mean, you need to be a singer of some sort of standard to do it properly. If you can't do it properly, all you're doing is ridiculing yourself and the image of Elvis. So I would say, if you can't sing, don't do it. I mean, there are certain songs that I would never attempt. I look at them and I go, that song's too big for me vocally. So I've got a vocal coach, and as I say, I would go to her and say, listen, I want to learn this song. And one a particular song in general there was If I Can Dream. I mean, that's a big, big song, and I
Mm,
could never sing that, never. I mean, I tried it and I couldn't do it. I says that's above me. Now I worked on that for about 3 months, Steve. We went through all the pain points of the song and found out where my vocal couldn't work. And we worked on that with exercises and things. And now I can sing it because I know how to sing it properly because I've been taught how to sing it with my vocal, how to do that now. And I'm not saying that it's fabulous, but all I would say is it's a lot easier and I can actually go out there and hold my head up and sing it and know that I've done it well. And another
yeah,
one was American Trilogy. I couldn't do American Trilogy for years. And now I can do that. The ending of American Trilogy is so powerful and I couldn't do that. Now I can. So that's two songs just to quote. But if I look at a song, I can't do that, and I would never attempt it
yeah,
because it
don't,
just
yeah, yeah,
makes you
yeah,
look
yeah.
unprofessional. You can't be unprofessional. You
No,
can't
no,
be
you can't.
no.
You can't. Right, okay. We're gonna let everybody hear some of your music,
Okay.
and we'll be back after this.
Yep. Okay. That's not me. No, that's not me.
Sorry?
That's not me.
No?
No, no, that's not
Oh, I got
me.
you wrong.
No. What you've got to do is see on Facebook. You've got to go Memphis Mark Music, all one word.
Okay,
Memphis
I'll do
Mark
that.
Music.
I'll do that. I'll get people on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for
Goodness,
telling me.
that's not
Yeah.
me.
So that's my first fault today. Um,
Yeah.
so anyway, so while we do that, can I just ask you about your kind of like the way you dress and all the rock and roll stuff on? I love how you dress. You always kind of come on. You got black shirt. All this rock and roll gear and everything. You look
Yeah,
the part.
yeah,
What
yeah. I love that.
you do look
I mean,
like the
it
part.
makes you look good. It gives you a kind of confidence. See if you're dressed smart and you can sing better. I did a wee trial last week, basically sitting on a chair just to try it, and I didn't like it. Oh, it wasn't me. I just done a wee trial, and it just was not me. I went, no, never again. So I need to stand up. I need to perform. Need to dance. Need to sing, as I say, and that's what I do. And when I put the jacket on and all the thing, you just feel the part. So there you go.
Yeah. How many rock and roll stuff have you got then? How many like
I've
have you got?
probably got about 7 jackets now. Uh, but everyone votes on the best jacket. Quite like this pink jacket, but the votes for the jackets is the red jacket. I've got a red jacket, and everyone loves the red the best. So as I say, I tried to get rock and roll jackets, authentic rock and roll jackets, very very expensive. And this is a quick story. My dad says to me, "I've got one of those jackets in my cupboard." I think he'd bought it back in the 60s or something, and he hadn't worn it, and it's lying in his cupboard. And it was, I brought it, that's fabulous. It's like dogtooth jacket, and that was my first rock and roll jacket. And my dad gave me that, and as I say, I wear that. Then he gave me another one. He's found another jacket, and then since then, I've found another 5 or 6 jackets online, and I've purchased all the different colours. So I've got a pink one, I've got a very light blue one, a dark blue one, a black one, a kind of grey dog tooth, and my red one. So and another black one. So that's seven jackets.
Oh.
So
And what made you get into this sort of music then?
I don't know. I've always loved rock and roll. It's the kind of thing from a very small age. It's just that music, it energizes you. As I say, I first heard Elvis when I was about 4 or 5, and as I say, I just love the sound and the it just makes you feel. It makes you come alive inside. And I says, I'd love to do that. But as I say, my vocal wasn't there in my younger days, and it's improved in later in life. And when I met my vocal coach and things, that helped. And as I say, it's worked from there really. But if I'm honest with you, I've only been doing Facebook for 5 months now. And as I say, I don't have an awful lot of viewers, which is quite sad for me. I mean, an average about maybe 30 viewers. And then I'll go in and watch other ETAs, and they've got 70, 80, 100 people. And I'm like, well, I'm just vocally as good as them. Why have I not got that? But I think it's because I'm just new to it. These guys have been at it since day one. So I've came to the party late. I only started, end of February, beginning of March. They've been in it a whole year before me. So they've managed to build their audience up. But as I say, that's what I'm hoping to do. So I always say, share, share, share. Everybody, if you like what you see, friend me on Facebook, join my music, Memphis Mark Music Facebook group, join my YouTube channel, and please share, share, share. And I just think, given time, Steve, my audience figures will go up, But so there you go.
Yeah, but you don't need to worry about your audience figures. At the end of the day, you just keep doing what you're doing because then they will come along. You at the end of the day, you're very authentic. You're real. So
Uh-huh.
people will notice that. Yes, look at him. Like he's really really good. I asked you particularly earlier for suspicious minds, say right,
Hmm.
and I thought that was brilliant. And I thought that was really really good. You know, you did it professionally and everything. There's other people who are kind of like, you know, won't even kind of keep an eye on people's comments, but you do. You like to hear from people who's kind of like watching your show and everything. You know, and everybody seems to love you. And you know, what do you think about that?
Oh, it's delighted. I'm delighted to see that people enjoy the show and they put lovely comments. You know, it's really good, as I say. But I mean, I do like Suspicious Minds and things. And if you've watched me, I always concentrate on the vocals, Steve. The vocals are the most important thing to me. I'm not really I can't do, see, all Elvis did all those karate moves and all that and things. And I can't do all that. I'm honest with you. I'll hold my hands up. I'm not a dancer. My sister's a dancer. She was a professional dancer for many years, but she can't sing a note. And my mum gave me the vocals, but didn't give me the dancing ability. So I'm not a dancer, but I love the rock and roll moves. I can do all the rock and roll dancing, but all those karate moves that Elvis did in the jumpsuit and the Suspicious Minds moves and things, I can't do that. I'm honest. But I love all the comments. See, when people put, oh, it touches your heart. It just makes you feel, you know, that it's worthwhile, you know. And I'm just hoping that I can transfer that back out into a live audience when I go back out on the road again.
Yeah, what's it like when you kind of like going out there doing gigs and everything? Do you get a buzz out of it?
I do, yeah, I do. As I say, and you're working to maybe 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and then you by the time you get home, it's maybe 2:30, and you just can't sleep. You've got to, you know, you're quite wired, so you've got to kind of wind down and watch a bit of the Coronation Street Omnibus to wind you down.
Let's listen to some of your music. I think my team's
Okay,
got. I think my team's got this done now. So
good, that's good. Yep.
can we get the sound on this, please?
You're gonna be who ain't it surprising? The cloud slips away. Yeah, it's surprising. Cloud slips away.
Now, why I
There you go,
stopped,
Deb. A wee request for you then. Funny how
why I
time slips
played on
away.
that
Right,
particular
it's
song
Father's Day
for?
today, and as I say, I'm going to
Uh-huh.
go through all the requests. Of course, I am, you know. But because it is Father's Day, my mum usually asks for songs, and always play songs for my mum and do songs for her, you know. But my dad really asks for a song, so since it's Father's Day, we're going to do a song for my
Oh,
dad.
goodness, this is a song my dad likes, Steve, and I just done it out of, you know,
These ones
it's
he
not an
asked me
Elvis
to
song.
a few years back there. He asked me to sing it, and I didn't really know it, so we just got the band together and
Can
we
you hear it?
rehearsed it.
Okay.
And
Yes, I hear it, yeah.
I don't know how
It's a
it's
bit
going,
quiet,
but
I can
I'm
hear
going to
it.
try it. So hopefully
Yeah.
there's
Sorry
a
about that.
selection
It's
of
just
yours.
like when it goes out on radio, it's like a smaller sound.
Right.
Sorry about
This is
that.
a German guy who sung this, Keith Marshall. I wouldn't have used that song, to be honest. It's not my best. I don't even know it.
Do you want me to change the song?
If you could, please.
Sure.
It's just,
Ain't no big sensation.
We definitely will change it.
yeah. Of all the songs you could have picked, that's the worst one. It's not a good song, you know. It's just my dad likes that song.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah. So I done it for my dad because it was Father's Day, you know.
yeah. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
They've been asking me for like 2 years or something. Can you record that? Can you do that for me? Can you do that? My
Yeah.
dad's Austrian, so as I say, and basically loves all the Austrian and German music. So he asked me to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you find when you're doing your music and everything, if you've got out to gigs and everything, do you kind of how can I say? Do you find it very difficult sometimes, kind of like listening to what you want to sing because it's a crowded pub or a crowded area? Do you find that?
No, not really, because the music's that loud, that you can hear it okay. And I'm actually going to invest in very shortly what's called in-ear monitors, like these babies. So, but they're hidden; you don't see anything, and you hear the whole mix. So it doesn't matter how crowded the pub is or noisy, you can still hear. Because one of the issues is with the lockdown in place, when we go to these venues now, they're telling us that we can't put it at normal volume anymore because it's making people shout if you're doing your gig. So you've got to put the volume right down so people can talk, because apparently if they're shouting, they might be, spitting on everyone and things and causing infection with COVID. So they're telling us to bring the volume right down. And because of that, I'm going to have to invest in in-ear monitors so I can have it loud and I can hear what I'm singing really, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry about your music tonight. We're
Yeah.
having difficulty. Facebook and YouTube are playing up tonight.
Yeah. Oh, one of those things. It happens. Technical problems all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Now, many people don't know this, but I'm going to ask you a couple of questions now. And, you know, they didn't catch your last interview, so I'm sorry if we got to repeat it. Okay, so number one, what's your most embarrassing moment on
What's my
stage?
most embarrassing moment? It was still the same from the last time. Basically, I was on stage and singing "Suspicious Minds" and going to the low bit, and I do the splits, and I usually always kind of make a thing of it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm not really stuck, but I kid on I'm stuck, and then usually Liz comes and picks me up again. And but what happened was this time I was stuck, and this woman came right towards me. She goes, "Oh, you're stuck, Elvis, are you?" And she went to go kick me. And as I say, if Liz hadn't pulled me out the way, it'd have been really painful, and I'd have been singing like the Bee Gees. So that's one of my most embarrassing moments. And also, I get stopped by the police one time, get into my car, and with I had a jumpsuit then. It was a black and gold thing, and it was horrible. It was like a bin bag, to be honest. And I went, it's not me, but I was dressed with the Elvis wig, the glasses, this jumpsuit, straight out the gig, key in the driver's door to get into the car, and the police stopped me and they said, where do you think you're going? I went, I'm going home. Well, you can't drive a car in that state. I says, oh, well, no, I'm the Elvis tribute guy. Look, I'm just, So they said, oh, right, okay. And they wanted to breathalyze me and things, and that was fine. So they let me go. But that was quite embarrassing to be stopped by the police because you've got a jumpsuit on.
Yeah, I mentioned that because we've got several listeners on, and they haven't seen you before, so
Yeah.
that's it. The other questions are you married? And if you're not, are you looking for a woman in your life?
I've got a woman in my life just now. I'm not married, but Liz is my partner. And as I say, I'm quite happy. There's no problems. As long as she doesn't burn the tea and things, and then that's fine. I won't ever be looking for anyone new. But if her cooking skills start to go downhill, and then I might have to consider getting a better woman who can cook better. But Liz is fine. I'm happy with Liz.
Okay. See, the trouble
She's
is,
going to slap me now.
the trouble is, Mark. I've got to ask you something because the trouble is, if you're not married, isn't it about time that you asked her?
No, I'm not that. I'm not that. To quote an Elvis song, I'm not the marrying kind. I just think at this age, and people don't get married
No, you're
anymore.
not too. You're not too young or too old.
I'm too old. Too old. No.
Liz is listening now, and
Yeah. Do you know what
know-
happens, Steve? Though people get married, they get this piece of paper, they get married, and then that's when it starts to go downhill. You don't need a piece of paper to know that you care about someone.
do you ever
know what I
sing
mean?
to Liz?
Well, she's here when I do my rehearsals and things, yeah. But she's not really an Elvis fan. Liz tolerates Elvis. She's not an Elvis fan. She one or two numbers she likes, but she's not really an Elvis fan. She's like into more modern stuff like Ed Sheeran and Pink and things like that. But she's not really Elvis and rock and roll, no.
Does she ever go and watch your gigs?
Yeah, she does because she's when I do the gigs, sometimes Liz is there. I mean, in the early days, we go out as a duo, you know, from time to time, and she's there. And then sometimes when I go out solo, she's doing my sound for me. So she's always listening. Yeah, she's listening. Yeah,
Yeah, she's listening now. Yeah. Are you a
yeah.
romantic person? Are you
Oh,
romantic?
I'm very romantic. Yes.
What's the most romantic thing that you ever done for Liz?
What's the most round? I just what did I do? I just contributed some money there to buy a new coffee machine. So that's I don't. She says, "Can you get me some flowers?" Right. This is one time she said a while back, many years ago. Can you get me some flowers? So I went out and got a pound of plain flour and a pound of self-raising, and I came in and went, "There's your flowers." No, but sorry, no, but I do get flowers. I do flowers and chocolates occasionally. You know, I do, Liz. I mean, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so we can't really kind of say anything tonight that you're going to ask her to marry you. Then
No, I'm
you're
not.
not going to
No,
get on
no.
one knee and ask her to marry
No,
you.
no, no. My knees are too sore. I've got arthritis because I do all that rock and roll movement and stuff. My knees are too sore. I couldn't possibly bend down.
All
No.
right.
And plus, my trousers are too tight. I've got these rock and roll trousers on, and they're too tight. And as I say, I just couldn't. I couldn't bend. You know, not possible.
Yeah. See. Yeah. I think Liz is laughing in the background, isn't she?
She is laughing. Yes, yes, she's laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
See.
know. Do you watch Coronation Street yourself, Steve?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, you've seen Tyrone in his new leathers. He's got his new motorbike and his leathers, and he
Yeah.
can't bend down because that's what I'm like. I can't bend down. The trousers are too tight.
Yeah. But how long? So where did you meet Liz to then?
Where did we meet Liz? We just met. She was singing one time in the pub, and I don't think she was singing that well. So I just went up and took over. But then the two of us sung a duet together, and then it was just worked from there, really, didn't it, Liz? Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's going to have you. You know.
Well, my dinner's in the oven right now. I think it's going to be over my face in a minute.
Yeah.
Can I
Well.
ask you a question? Do
Yeah.
you grill all the other ETAs the same way as you're grilling me?
I do. I do.
You do?
But
I feel as if I'm well cooked tonight.
I do it worse. I do worse.
Do you? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, sometimes I get proposals in Messenger, you know, like we
That's
discussed
what I was
before.
about to say. That's what I'm about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. As I say, we get some women coming on and basically saying all sorts of things to me and all that. You're like, oh my goodness me, get a life, you know. And you know, but they ask you before they want to be your friend: Are you married? Are you single? They send you pictures? Do you like me? And you're like, I'm not looking for anything like that. All I'm looking for is just basically your support. Come and watch me on the show, and you know, tell all your friends. You know,
Why?
I mean,
Why should people come and watch you?
sorry.
Why should people come and watch you?
Why should? Because well, if they like rock and roll and Elvis, I'm entertaining. You know, it's a feel good factor. You know, if you're feeling a bit down and you come and watch me, I'm pretty sure I'm not being big headed here, but I'm pretty sure you know you would feel a bit happier after seeing a show because I try to cheer people up and you know and make them happy. And if you do like rock and roll, obviously if you don't like rock and roll and Elvis, there's no point in watching me. But if you like that kind of stuff, then you know I think you know you would enjoy my show. It would cheer you up. You would feel quite happy. I like to pay attention to everyone. I look at the comments and try and do requests as and when I can. I mention everyone, even if I don't sing a request for them. I do mention people. And as I say, you know, there's a few people who have been quite down due to lockdown and things, and have came on to my show and been cheered up and things. So that's why I would think if you're looking to be cheered up and you're a bit depressed or something, come and watch me and you'll be as happy as Larry.
Okay, look, right. Okay, this is some of the comments you're getting.
Right. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. Thanks, Liz.
Oh, by the way, Liz said she wants a diamond ring on her finger. Can you help her out?
Unfortunately, I don't earn enough money for that, Steve. Because right, okay, yeah. I don't have. Thanks, Steph. I appreciate that. Steph's on my side. Steph's a lovely girl. She's one of my top fans. I would say I've got two top fans. Stephanie Vanko. She's in New Jersey in the States, and Rebecca Ellers. She's in the States as well. Rebecca's a lovely woman, and I would say they're my two top fans. So as I say, they support me all the time. I really appreciate the support. It's wonderful, you know what I mean? Excellent.
Yeah. So anyway, so what's Steph's cooking like?
What? Sorry.
What's what's Liz's cooking like?
It's all right. It's quite good. You know what I mean? It's it's nice. It's lovely. I'll tell you, our best dish is fajitas, chicken fajitas. They're wonderful, really good. So I love them. But I like to cook in the kitchen too. I like cooking. I love cooking. I love messing about and experimenting and things.
So if you say your anniversary came up, right? And all of a sudden, what are you laughing for? If your anniversary came up, right?
Uh-huh.
And you had to go in the kitchen, cook Steph a nice meal, what would it be?
Cook. Liz is a nice meal. What would it be? Well, do you know, Liz is the only woman I know that doesn't like steak, and she doesn't like red wine. I mean, who doesn't like steak and red wine? So I don't know. But I'm a barbecue person. I love the barbecue, so I barbecue all year round, even in the winter time. So homemade burgers and things.
So you would get a penny on, go outside, slash a bit of beef on a barbecue. No romantic behind it.
Yeah.
So, is that what would you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
think about it. You got.
You're really toasting me tonight, aren't you? I knew I was going to get grilled, but my goodness, I'm well done now.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, Liz is paying me 50 quid for this.
Liz has paid you to ask all these questions.
Yeah, £50. Yeah.
£50. Yeah, I'll pay you 100 if you change the subject.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yes. Okay. No. No, I'm only joking. That it's all about fun. But that's kind of questions. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want out of life? Basically, you got Liz, you got your music. What else do you want?
What else do I want? Well, I don't know. Just to be a bit, just a tad bit more successful with entertaining, and I'd be delighted. You know what I mean? Delighted with that. As I say, money doesn't mean a lot to me. I'm not impressed by money. I've known people with lots of money over the years, and it doesn't impress me. Big fancy cars, flashy houses, all that. No. As I say, as long as you can pay your bills and put food on your table and have a holiday, 1 or 2 holidays a year, what else do you need? I mean, as I say, but I'd like to be a bit more. That's Liz in the kitchen now making the dinner. Is the dinner ready yet, Liz? No. Anyway, so as I say, as long
he's trying to get away from this.
Yeah, as long as you've got enough money to pay your bills, have two or three holidays a year, and as I say, that's all you really need. Pay your bills, put food on the table. I'd like to be a bit more successful. I mean, I started this back in professionally probably when I was about 10 years ago, and as I say, I kind of let it wind down a little bit, and I've came back on the scene again. And I'm 56 now. I'd like to think maybe another 4 or 5 years of this, but to become a bit more successful, and
yeah,
that would be happy.
What would you say to all your fans right now? Everybody listening, what would you say to them?
If you really like what you see, please share, build the audience up for me, and buy my CD when it comes out in August.
Okay, folks, that is it. Well done. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Steve. Anytime. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, we haven't finished yet. We've got 4 hours yet. No. Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Okay.
That was Mark Gorman.
Thanks,
and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back after the news. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Mark, thanks.
You're welcome, Steve, anytime. We're
And
not
I'm
live
sorry
anymore,
that-
are we?
I'm sorry that I grilled you like steak.
That's okay, no problem at all. I need to go get a shower now and calm down.
Right. See you later, but see you later.
Thanks.